Well, let's just pass these guys on the on-ramp. Well, another episode of Jay Leno's Garage. You know, I never get tired of talking about one of my favorite marques, which is, of course, Bugatti. And I was honored this year when Bugatti asked me to bring this up to Pebble Beach so they could display it next to the Grand Sport Vitesse, which was painted the same color. This was Pierre Veyron's racing colors, so that was quite an honor. And you know, the new Bugatti factory is pretty fascinating because they managed to achieve something that even back in the day, McLaren and another number of other supercar manufacturers are not able to do, and that is sell cars. You know, this new Bugatti is well over $1 million, and you think, well, how many of those can you sell? Well, they've managed to sell just about every single one they've made, and they're doing quite well with it because it is probably the most complex, the most technically advanced automobile right now on the planet, and I think their customer base realizes that. People are out driving them. I think they had an initial run of 350. I think they've sold 300 Veyrons, easy 300 Veyrons. Think about that. McLaren was going to build 300 F1s, but they only managed to sell fewer than 100. That's not saying anything about the car. It's just a matter in terms of being able to market it and sell it, and that's really what it is all about. Well, and the interesting thing is Bugatti keeps coming out with new variations, new models, and that's what we're going to look at today. This is John Hill. John is the sales director for Bugatti in North and South America, correct? Good to see you, John.
Yeah,
John's been, but he's always brings these wonderful Bugattis by for me to look at. This is the Grand Sport Vitesse, correct? Just like the one up at Quail?
That's correct. This version was first shown at Geneva this past March, and then the first official showing in the U.S. was at Pebble Beach, and that was the color combination that was inspired by your Type 37.
This roof comes off, right? This carbon fiber roof, it does lift off.
Yes, it does. Would you like us to do that now?
Yeah, what do you have to do to take the roof off?
Okay, well, it's a two-person job. It's not a heavy roof, but
Right.
because of the width of the car, it weighs 36 pounds.
Okay.
So it's a two-person job. The owners have a mounting rack in the garage, so once it's off, you know, I can lift it up and hang it on the rack.
Right.
And then there's a canvas top that we keep under the hood that in case you are out and you happen to get caught in the
Right.
rain, you can put that on in less than 30 seconds.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you buy one of these cars and you want the roof off, two French guys magically appear and lift the roof off the car. And then the roof is put somewhere else, and boom.
Now the roof is it's carbon fiber and polycarbonate. You can see it's semi-transparent.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not all that heavy. And then you have your open car. Now there's also, with the Vitesse, we've introduced another visor that snaps into place here, or a wind deflector.
Right.
So you have less buffeting, and then you can see the rear deflector here.
Right. Again, for people who may be coming to the website for the first time and didn't see the other pieces we did on the Veyron, let's go over the technical aspects of the car.
Okay.
W16,
Yes, it's
means it's like that.
Yes, it's slightly offset, so
Right.
you get the W, and,
Right.
and it enables you to have a shorter block. It's 16-cylinder, 4 turbochargers, 8 liters. The standard version generates 1,001 horsepower. This one generates 1,200. Now, to get the 1,200 horsepower, you need more air and more fuel. So the turbochargers are a little bit larger on this than the Grand Sport, and we've added 2 additional fuel pumps. So 4 fuel pumps and then larger turbos. Now with that, we actually increase the fuel mileage. There's less resistance to the exhaust gas.
Right.
So we've actually improved the fuel efficiency with this.
And the transmission?
It's a 7-speed DSG.
Okay.
Shift point is about 125 milliseconds. The entire body is carbon fiber. On the Grand Sport, it's a combination of carbon fiber and aluminum. That's another enhancement with this version.
And how many radiators on this car?
11.
11 radiators on the car.
And
okay.
it's engine coolant, of course, oil coolant, and then
Right.
also rear differential. Some other differences on the Vitesse, because as with the Super Sport, you build up even more heat than you do with the
Right.
Grand Sport. So we've had to open up the front end a little bit more. So if we had a Grand Sport sitting here, you would see smaller openings. We've also opened up underneath the headlights. The horseshoe grille is a little bit larger. You can also see this grille wraps around to the side where the side markers are. Some of that also provides cooling for the brakes. And then we've also changed the rear end. The rear diffuser was also taken from what we learned with the Super Sport. So the rear exhaust and the rear diffuser would look the same as on the Super Sport. You'll also see that we moved a radiator. It's just underneath the exhaust there in the center.
You know, when Bugatti was building cars, he never had a car that was the best at anything. I mean, they're all fantastic cars. I mean, Rolls-Royce had the reputation. He built the Royale, but that was not particularly successful either. He wanted to sell those to royalty, and he couldn't.
Well, and timing was very poor. I mean,
Timing
that's
was
just
poor
as
as
the
well.
Depression was hitting Europe.
Yeah, whereas this would be almost like a modern Royale. It's in the Royale price range, but you know, it's hard to pin it down. It's a sports car when you want it to be, because it's the fastest car there is.
Yes.
And then you can drive it around town or go out to dinner with. I mean,
Exactly.
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's very friendly. I mean, we like to describe it as Beauty and the Beast. I mean,
Yeah.
it does both things well.
Yeah, well, it's time to take it for a ride. Let's meet the man who's going to drive with me, because when you have a car like this that's worth $2 million, you don't let this idiot go out by himself. Butch, how you doing? Butch Leisinger, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for going with us on the drive. You do all the test drives of these cars, don't you?
Yes, in North America.
Yeah, and again, just an amazing automobile. We'll take it out for a ride in just a minute. Can you really feel the difference between the normal Veyron and the yeah?
Surprisingly so.
Yeah.
What they've done, they've actually softened the springs all around the car, which is a little bit counterintuitive. You know, car people, you make it more high performance, you stiffen
Right.
everything up.
Right.
But unfortunately, when you do that, you get a much harsher ride.
Right.
And the tires need to be in contact with the road. And if you stiffen everything up too much, you're bouncing the tires too much. So they've actually softened the springs, but they've compensated that with the shock absorbers and have a much more advanced damping package. So it actually, you don't feel the lean of the spring, and also you have much more direct steering response, as you'll see.
I'm anxious to drive this. So you ready to go for a spin?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Okay, here's our Bugatti key right here. Got to get the whole experience. Turn it on. Start button is right there. How cool is this? All you have to do is just touch the throttle. You know, I don't think there's ever been a supercar where this much power is so easily accessible. You just touch the gas and you go. You know, there are a lot of supercars that are very fast, but for whatever reason there's a turbo lag or a slight hesitation. This thing just goes. And you know, when you're not having your foot in it, it rides like, dare I say, an S-Class Mercedes or something. Come on, let's go for a spin. You get the added benefit of having these air intakes right behind you, because you got your paddle shift, right side for up, left side for down. It's about 100 degrees here in Los Angeles, but we have the top down with the air conditioner on. We can make our own weather. I think this thing could actually make it snow in here if you wanted to. Pretty amazing automobile. You know, as I like to say, the most fun with any car is really between 40 and 120 miles an hour, and that's where everything happens on this thing. Just hearing those wastegates pop off behind your head here is pretty amazing. I generally like a closed car, but this is very entertaining. You can hear everything. Air conditioner keeps you cool. It's incredibly fast. It's $2 million. The ridiculous thing about this car is there's no camera car that you can't outrun. So you have to just go slow all the time and then blow the guy's doors off. It takes a while to sink in you're driving the fastest production car in the world. There's no other car faster or can accelerate harder than this, at least production car you can buy. So you kind of wrap your head around that a little bit. So, and what a thrill. You never get out of second or third gear in this thing. You know, they let me borrow this once for the weekend. I didn't turn on the radio once. You don't really need it. I know this car is heavy. What is it, 4,400 pounds, something like that, but carries its weight very nicely. It doesn't really feel that heavy. When you drive this car, you might guess 3,400, something like that, but I can't tell. You know, it's pretty amazing. You have this level of refinement that is just unparalleled. It's, you know, even making a U-turn in this thing, most cars, you hit some kind of bump stop, you know, the big wide tire is just a little too wide. You don't get any of that in this. It's really just a precision automobile. Let's take it up on the freeway and see how she cruises. Well, let's just pass these guys on the on-ramp. You know, it's not really acceleration, it's teleportation. You feel like you're being teleported. I mean, you just touch the throttle. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's 7th gear at 80 miles an hour. I'm barely turning 1,800 RPM, something like that. Pretty amazing. Well, I just learned something. At above 100, the windows come up automatically. So if you go by a cop and your windows are up, he's got you. Wow, that's pretty amazing. This is what I call one of those a bunch of times in your lifetime experiences, because I've been able to do this a bunch of times. You know, it's just an amazing experience, because what you have here is a supercar you never have to do anything to except drive it. That's the part I find fascinating. I grew up in the era in the 60s and 70s and 80s where supercars were very finicky things, and oh, you had to put your foot in it, you know, to clean out the carburetors or to get it to run right, or it would stump. This thing just, I mean, technically it is the space shuttle. It's just an amazing experience. If you ever get a chance to see one, to sit in one, and to drive one, oh my God, please take it. I want to thank John and Ed, and of course Butch. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for bringing these fantastic cars. I love this job. We'll see you guys next week.